Declan, a big signing for the club. How pleased are you to bring Liam Burt to Glentoran?
I'm over the moon. I think it's it's a statement signing for us. He's a very talented player that was very much in demand. He's won the last 2 league titles in the League of Ireland, 2 very successful sides, and he's a player that I've known. I've worked with him very briefly at Bohemians, only for 3 or 4 games, but he's a player that whenever you're setting up teams, that you know that he's the main man in the oppositions. Whenever they're coming, you're playing your opponents. A talented lad, exciting player. He's got a bit of class in his play. Very penetrative player that I felt that we've been missing this year. A real cutting edge in terms of final third entries and a bit of swagger, and I think he'll be a fantastic signing for us.
And how important was it to move quickly and secure his signature, given the interest in him?
Yeah, it was huge. This has been going on now for a number of weeks. So delighted whenever we got him over and showed him about. Myself and Paul Miller met him and Paddy. But fair play to Ali as well. He's pushed it out. Liam can't play to the start of next season. But delighted to get him on board. And it's the type of player when he brings to the club, exciting, experienced, a winner. But also, he's got real magic in his boots.
And how excited are you getting working with him again and integrate him into the group in pre-season?
Well, I think he knows quite a few players at the club already. He came through the youth system at Rangers with 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠, so he's quite familiar to a lot of the players. He's familiar to myself. He's a good lad, real good lad. He's a good age, and he's really excited. And when he came in and he had a look around with his agent, and it was a no-brainer for him, and he's delighted to come here, and we're delighted to have him. So, as I say, it's an exciting signing for the club, and hopefully it won't be the last.
And you mentioned the fact that it's exciting signing. What should the fans expect from him?
Well, he gets on the ball in tight areas. He has an ability to score goals, great goals, but he also has that penetrative pass where he can slide people in. He can play off either side, but he can also play as an 8, he can play as a 10, he can play as a false 9, so he can play anywhere in the forward lines. He's a tenacious player for being a talented player, which is always pleasing. But I think he's the type of player now with a good pre-season under his belt. He's the type of player that I feel that we've been missing this year, and I'm really looking forward to getting him on now in a few weeks' time and getting cracking for the start of next season.
And you mentioned their statement signing, and hopefully first of many. So you think you've set the stall out rightly there? Well,
I think a lot of our business has been done. A lot of our good business has been done, retaining a lot of players that have done extremely well this year. We do know that we have to add in certain positions. But at the moment, our sole focus is completely on the next game. Obviously, we were disappointed not to win the game on Saturday. I felt we dominated the game from start to finish. Lacked a wee bit of a cutting edge, there's no doubt about that, and people like Liam Burt give you that. But our sole focus now is to make sure that we get a favourable result at home next Wednesday night. But we also have to understand that there was a lot of turnaround at the start of this year, and thankfully we don't have to do that again leading into the next season. But when players like that become available, you have to do all in your power to bring them to a club, and fair play to Ali and Paul Miller, because they went out of their way to make that happen.
And you mentioned the fact that that there has been a huge change and stuff in the club in the last 12 months with players and stuff. So this is maybe one of the final jigsaw pieces or something.
I think so. He definitely gives us a different edge. But there's still players here at the club who would like to tie down again, and those negotiations are ongoing. But we also have to make sure that if a player of that level comes available, that we're on the market for it. I expect a busy off-season, not as busy as last year, but hopefully we can get across the line in the European playoffs, and that will be another attraction for players coming to this brilliant club.
Thank you, Declan, and good luck next week.
Cheers.